All right, Miles, let's talk University of Michigan football here for a little bit. Look, obviously, spring ball's in the air. We're excited to see a lot of these new and upcoming players, whether transfers, early enrollees, or some young guys get their first reps, and it's exciting times. Pads are pumping. It feels like football is close in the air, but when you take a step outside of spring practice, there's a great report from Michigan Wolverines looking at the long term. I think this is a good boost for them going forward, but also sticking it to their most bitter rival. We got a great story about Michigan involving potentially the Ohio State as well.
Yeah, Nick. And Michigan's been making tons of great moves, new recruits, transfer portal signings, coaching signings, whatever the case may be. They've done a lot this offseason. That's why we want to know in the comments below. We would like for you to grade Michigan's offseason so far. In your opinion, what grade do you think Michigan is deserving of for this offseason? Maybe let us know why you think that in the comments below. But, Nick, I'm excited. What is this big time move that Michigan has going on?
Yeah, so anytime you're at this point in the season, right? Obviously, most of your, frankly, all of your 2023 class has been pretty much settled. Maybe you may have one or two guys change hands as NIL deals or NLI deals, I should say, National Letter of Intent deals fall apart. We did a story about that about a week ago. But there, when it comes to the recruiting stage, you're looking forward to 2024. And the Michigan Wolverines bagged a big-time elite level recruit, and they did it in their bitter rival Ohio State's backyard. This is according to The Athletic. Michigan received the commitment Tuesday from four-star running back Jordan Marshall, who chose the Wolverines over Ohio State, there you go, Wisconsin, and Tennessee. And here's some just high-level bullet points on Marshall. Marshall is ranked as the number 91 player and number 7 running back in the class of 2024 and the 24/7 Sports composite rankings. He played at Archbishop Moeller High School in Cincinnati. Cincinnati Moeller, for I'm sure everyone is aware of this, is a powerhouse. They've been a powerhouse for a very long time, kind of an Ohio State feeder program. Honestly, that shows you how big this is by Michigan to get this kid. He's ranked as the number 3 prospect in Ohio. Marshall is the 8th commitment and highest ranked player in the Wolverines 2024 class thus far. All right, Miles, I love this from Michigan's perspective, right? Because this is the ultimate sticking it to your bitter rival. You've got Cincinnati Moeller, Ohio prep powerhouse program, known for just feeding guys in Ohio State. You've got an elite level running back who, like, a recruit of this stature going to Moeller, playing in the state of Ohio, like there's no reason he's not going to go to Ohio State, right? There shouldn't be any reason, but Michigan finds a way to get it done and steal this out of Ryan Day's nose. This is a big sting in Columbus. Those guys in Ann Arbor gotta love this. It's just one of those things about rivalries that just makes sports so great, makes college football so great, is that you don't even have to play the game on Saturdays every weekend to know this rivalry matters, and it's fun and exciting. Great job by Michigan getting a guy who I think is going to be a great player for the future and doing it against their biggest and most bitter rival. I love this. It's kind of a really great move for Harbaugh and company. Give me your thoughts on this pickup by Michigan, Miles, and just everything going on with the Wolverines right now.
Yeah, Nick, I love the move because not only is Marshall a big time player, obviously, he was Gatorade Player of the Year his junior year in Ohio. And on paper, Nick, he is one of the best running back prospects Michigan has had since like Donovan Edwards. He is one of the highest rated running backs to hit the scene in a while for Michigan. And this is perfect timing coming for the 2024 season. With Blake Corum coming into his last year at Michigan, it looks they reloaded right at the right time with a perfect running back to come in and replace that hole left in the roster when Blake Corum ultimately does leave Michigan, Nick. And like you said, how much better is it to get a guy like this straight out of your big opponent, your big time rival, Ohio State's backyard? It just means more. It's like it has to feel good. You're reloading your coffers with your opponent's talents. Not only are you getting a guy, but you're stopping them from getting the guy as well. So that's a big time move. But I just think Marshall, it is going to be big because I think this is showing Michigan's further plan to keep recruiting in the Ohio area. They want to make the Buckeyes turf their turf. They want to keep plucking guys out of Ohio. And landing a high-tier recruit like this just shows they are all in on committing on recruiting the Ohio area, Nick.
Yeah, so obviously beating Ohio State back-to-back years, the rivalry has definitely shifted in Michigan's favor, but obviously that was the football field. Right now, the fact that they're taking it to their home turf is crazy. And the Athletic article actually mentioned is that this is the first time. Now, traditionally, Michigan has recruited very well in Ohio, but ever since Urban Meyer returned to Columbus a number of years ago, he really emphasized dominating the Ohio recruiting landscape. But this is the first time, according to the Athletic, since 2013 that Michigan jumped into Ohio and took an elite level player that already had a Buckeyes offer. That is crazy. The first time in a decade that this has happened. Again, we've seen the results on the playing field. Michigan has dominated Ohio State the last 2 seasons, and now we're seeing it happen in the recruiting game as well. That means what we've seen, on Saturdays going into 2022 and 2021, that definitely wasn't a fluke. It looks like to be a recurring pattern. I think right now this is a sign that Michigan, under Harbaugh's leadership, has taken total control of that rivalry and total control of the Big Ten.